course. Okay, thank you. DSWD, or the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Thank you, ma'am. EMB, Environmental Management Bureau. Thank you, ma'am. NPC, or the National Power Corporation. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. SRA, Quezon City. Okay, sir. Thank you. From Maynilad. Thank you, sir. Of course, our CPF. Ano siya? CPF. Parehas lang. So, Transco. Thank you, ma'am. The PCA regions. Thank you, sir. Accord Incorporated. Thank you, sir. From the Red Cross National Headquarters. Ano sir? NGCP. Okay. Philippine Sugar Millers Association. Okay, sir. Of course, from our guest always, Mang Tani from the JCMA 7. FIVOX. From FIVOX, sir. National Food Authority. Okay, thank you. MWSS. Okay, sir, thank you. Of course, our PAGASA executive staff na nandito po ngayon. Si Ma'am, nakita ko, si Ma'am Charmy nandyan, si Ma'am Edna, and yung iba pa. Also, from students from the Meteorologist Training Course, nandito po sila lahat. Palapakan po natin. First time niyo po mag-attend sa aming forum. And of course, ito pa pala may pahabol. NCHM HOID. Ano to? Okay, sir. Ito po yung from Bhutan, sir. Okay. And QCEPWMD, Bhutan. Sila din po ito. So, sir, welcome po sa aming forum. And of course, we would like to acknowledge si Mang Tani, tapos na po. Miss Rosalina de Guzman, our officer in charge for this week. May na-miss po ba ako? Wala na po. Ay, sir. From LUWA. Okay, sir. From the Local Water Utilities Administration. Welcome po, sir. And of course, our PAGASA colleagues, welcome din po namin kayo sa aming 102nd Forum. So, siguro wala na po na miss. Okay, so kung may nakalimutan po, mamaya i-acknowledge natin. So now, we would like to give to our... Mag-uumpisa na po tayo sa ating activities. So, we'd like to call Mr. Robert Badrina to give us a weather update. He's a forecaster from the Weather Division.
Thank you, Ma'am Rosie. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Robert Badrina. Ang screen name ko po Obet. No? So, you can call me Obet. So, here's the update from the weather forecasting section from Weather Division. So, this is our latest synopsis. So, this is what currently happening in our country. As of now, meron tayong intertropical convergence zone. Kita natin itong mga kaulapan na to. At ito ngayon yung nagdadala po ng mga pag-ulan, particular na sa bahagi ng Mindanao, ilang bahagi ng Kabisayaan. But isa pong current feature na makikita po ninyo, very clear po itong bahagi na to ng Pacific Ocean. Sa kasalukuyan kasi may easterlies pa rin po dito. Actually, malakas pa rin yung high pressure area sa bahaging ito ng ating malapit sa ating bansa. Kaya makipapansin po ninyo, despite of the occurrences of thunderstorms, mainit pa rin, particular na dito sa may northern part ng Luzon. So, sa ngayon, wala pa ho tayong nakikitang anumang low pressure area as of now, no? Pero titingnan ho natin kung ano mangyayari in the coming days. So, ito po yung ating current synopsis as of 8 a.m. and ito naman po yung ating forecast, no? Mamayang gabi, as of makikita po natin yung possibilities pa rin ng mga thunderstorms. Mapapansin ho natin dito yung mga red part, yan po yung mga occurrences o particularly of thunderstorms. At may mga offshore na ulan din tayo itong orange part. Pagdating po sa araw tomorrow morning, patuloy na mga thunderstorms na mapapansin natin. But you'll also notice itong northern part ng ating bansa, patuloy na magiging mainit pa rin. No? It's because of pag-iral pa rin, particularly nitong easterlies at yung high pressure area. Ang nakikita nga natin bukas ng gabi, magpapatuloy yung mga thunderstorms at mas malaki yung chance, higher chance of rain showers and thunderstorms, particularly in the area of outlook in the area of Mindanao, Visayas. And we will also notice itong western side ng ating bansa, itong Ilocos region, Zambales, Bataan, some areas of Mimaropa, will also experience thunderstorms. No? And when we say thunderstorms, ang range ng mga pag-ulan po niyan po pwedeng light, moderate, up to heavy. But isang karakteristik niya, hindi siya nagtatagal. No? Normally 30 minutes to 1 hour to 2 hours. Then on tomorrow night, patuloy na magpapatuloy yung mga pag-ulan, yung mga isolated thunderstorms. Paano ba tayo sumunod? Next slide. Ayaw gumana. Ayan, yan. Okay. So after Thursday, ito po Friday, I want you to focus here. May nakikita po kami na possibility ng formation ng isang low pressure area, particularly here sa western part po ng Palawan. Posible itong mangyari around Friday. So yan po yung isa sa mga binabantayan natin. And you will notice, although itong green po kasi, yan po yung ating tinatawag yung wind bar po, yung hangin. Kasama yung direction. Makikita nyo may parang umiikot na circulation. Plus itong orange po na to, meaning may mga pagulan, so offshore na mga pagulan, itong bahagi ng western part ng Palawan. And importante, when we look at those features, kung magsusustain ba siya, the following, sa gabi po nung Friday, makikita po natin na magpapatuloy yung circulation na to. So, we're looking at the possibility nga ng formation ng isang low pressure area. And while this low pressure area being monitored, we will also notice, magpapatuloy po yung ITCZ, no? So actually possible na this low pressure area is part of that intertropical convergence zone. And we will also notice some occurrences of thunderstorms, particularly dito sa may western part ng Luzon. Pagdating ng Saturday, nandun pa rin yung low pressure area. And isa pong very noticeable, observable feature, we have offshore, no? More on offshore yung mga pag-ulan natin, because nakikita po naming possible movement itong low pressure area is towards northwest. So sa ngayon, yun po yung nakikita namin na possible na movement of this low pressure area. So if ever na maging bagyo man ito, sa ngayon po ang pinapakitang movement is northwest. And also, on Saturday, ang tinitingnan naman namin this coming weekend is another possibility of another low pressure area, this time the eastern part of Mindanao. Although because around 3 to 4 days pa yung formation na yon, we need to update it. No? So sa ngayon, yun pa lang yung pinapakita. Sa ngayon, actually, these features are normal because we have intertropical convergence zone. And within that feature, within that synoptic system, sa system na yon ay may mga series of low pressure area. So normal po na may mga low pressure area tayong nakikita. Ang tanong lang is if that low pressure area will be sustained and will become either a tropical depression. So yun yung babantayan natin. At makikita natin, may low pa rin dito na kumikilos. Okay, so this is what we're going to expect today until the weekend. So Metro Manila, so especially here in Metro Manila, we will continue to experience afternoon or evening rain showers or thunderstorms, and mostly based on the model and current synoptic features, particularly in the afternoon or evening, mostly in the western side of Luzon, no? Ilocos region, Zambales, Bataan, Calabarzon, and some area of Mimaropa. Now, higher chances of rain showers and thunderstorms in Palawan, Visayas, and Mindanao. At pwede pong umabot to up to the southern part of Luzon, itong Bicol area. No? So that's because of the intertropical convergence zone. Now, we are also expecting a possible formation of a low pressure area on Friday, west of Palawan. Sa ngayon kasi hindi pa natin nakikita yon in the current features, yung pinakita kong unang slide. Wala pa yung low pressure area, so titingnan natin ang possible formation. But based on the current data, it will move toward northwest, so towards away from our country. Now after that, we are also looking on the possibility of another low pressure area east naman of Mindanao. these low pressure areas are part of the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ. No? Very crucial kasi may trigger nga mga pag-ulan. No? So that's it. So since weather's changing, no, walang sigurado except sa pagbabago, kaya patuloy po namin kayo inaanyayahan. For the Weather Division, we're inviting you to follow our social media account. We are updating every 12 hours, no? So with regards to this feature, Twitter, Facebook, and mga videos sa YouTube, and of course yung ating website www.pagasa.dost.gov.ph. And with that, maraming salamat po. So, thank you.
Maraming salamat, Sir Obet. By the way, siguro pagkakataon na to nasabihin namin na si Sir Obet, this is your last na dito po. May bago siyang landas na tatahakin. So good luck. Baka meron kami magiging bagong Padre Faura in the future. May bago siyang career. So next, to give us the status of the dams in Luzon, I'd like to call Mr. Richard Orindain, our hydrologist na lang from the Hydromet Division.
Okay, good morning everyone. Medyo namamalat ako ngayon. Okay, for the updates ng mga dams natin. By the way, my name is Richard Orendain, hydrologist po sa Hydrometeorology Division. So, yung mga baguhan dyan na hindi pa nakakilala sa akin, magandang umaga po. For the Angat Dam water level, kaninang 6 o'clock na umaga, 190.03 yung elevation niya. And bumaba siya ng 22 centimeter. And medyo malayo siya sa normal high water level, which is 210 meters. So malayo pa po sa spilling level. And may mga pagulan within the watershed, kaya lang hindi pa sapat para tumaas itong elevation ng Angat. And for San Roque Dam, kaninang alas 6 ng umaga is 239.6. And bahagya po siyang tumaas ng 32 centimeter. Medyo may mga malalakas na pagulan within the watershed ng San Roque Dam. And yung ibang tubig nito is galing ng Ambuklaw and Binga Dam dahil nga nagge-generate din sila ng kuryente. So yung ginamit nilang tubig, babagsak din sa San Roque. Plus yung mga pagulan within the watershed. And malayo pa po siya sa normal high water level na 280 meters. And for Pantabangan Dam, 181.62 meters. Bagya rin siyang bumaba ng 10 centimeter and napakalayo po niya sa normal high water level which is 221 meters. For Magat Dam, elevation kaninang alas 6 ng umaga is 179.7 meters and medyo malayo-layo pa rin sa normal high water level na 193 meters and bagya siyang bumaba ng 5 centimeter. Although may mga pag-ulan within the watershed ng Magat Dam dahil kagaling ko lang doon, kararating ko lang kanina umaga, talagang may mga pag-ulan within the watershed ng Magat Dam. Kaya ganito lang ang ibinaba niya. And actually, nagbibigay na sila ng patubig ngayon dahil planting season na yan. So doon sa area ng Isabela po. So for Lamesa Dam, ito nga yung may problema tayo sa Lamesa Dam dahil patuloy yung pagbagsak ng Lamesa Dam. Sa ngayon is 70.93 meters. Matagal na po itong nasa red alert status. And siguro makakasagot niyan yung kasama natin sa trabaho from MWAS kung ano ba nangyayari sa Lamesa. And for Ipo Dam, elevation natin kaninang alas 6 ng umaga is 101.03. So, although mataas siya sa normal high water level, pero sa ngayon nga, hindi naman natin kailangan pakawalan ng tubig yan. Kahit konti lang naman yung itinaas niya. Sayang naman. So for Caliraya Dam, ito naman Caliraya Dam, hindi naman nawawalan talaga ng tubig. Once na nag-generate sila, yung itinapon nilang tubig, ibabalik din nila sa dam. So, ganun lang. Parang nai-even lang yung tubig sa Caliraya Dam. Once na nag-generate sila, higupit din nila pabalik sa dam yung tubig. So, assessment level natin for end of June. For Angat Dam, based on, this is based on forecast from CLIMS. So for Angat Dam, yung forecast basin rainfall natin is 311.64. So for the whole duration ng June yan. And expected reservoir water level natin, given natin na yung C is equal to 0.8. Ito po yung runoff coefficient po na C. So medyo, kasi pag 0.7 is dry, yung 0.8 is medyo basa ng konti, and 0.9 is talaga saturated. So yun ang ginagamit namin. Kasi ngayon is 0.8 dahil may mga pag-ulan, medyo basa ang watershed ng Angat Dam. So itong ginamit natin. Expected elevation natin by end of June is 191.26. So bahagya po itong tataas. Based on forecast na 311.64. But then, kailangan pa rin natin ng at least 1,049 millimeters of rainfall para ma-reach niya. Ito po ang kailangan nating rainfall para ma-reach niya yung 210 meters na elevation or yung spilling level. And for San Roque Dam, we have the forecast rainfall of 338.13 millimeters. And yung dam allocation niya is 39 cubic meter per second. Expected elevation niya pagdating ng June 30 is 239.73. So bahagya rin pong tataas yan. But then kailangan pa rin ng at least 1,678.39 millimeters of rainfall para ma-reach niya yung normal high water level na 280. For Pantabangan Dam, forecast basin rainfall niya is 253.61 millimeters and yung dam allocation niya nga is 43 cubic meter per second. Bagya rin siyang tataas ng mahigit 2 meters, which is yung 183.94 meters by the end of June. And kailangan pa rin natin ng at least 2,230 millimeters of rainfall to reach normal high water level of 216. And for Magat Dam, 275.89 millimeters of rainfall based on forecast. And yung dam allocation niya is 90 cubic meter per second. Medyo malaki dahil taniman na ngayon sa Isabela. And expected elevation niya by June 30 is 193 or nasa spilling level na po ito. And kung makikita nyo, sa estimated basin rainfall to reach normal high water level of 190 meters, kailangan lang niya ng at least 156.4 millimeters of rainfall. So kung yung forecast natin is 275.89 millimeters of rainfall, mas mataas na siya. So talagang aabot siya ng spilling level kung sakasakali talagang umulan ng 275.89 millimeters within the watershed ng Magat Dam. So yun lang po ang latest at maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Richard. By the way, we forgot to acknowledge pala from the PIA. Okay. And, ay palakpakan po natin. Nakalimutan, mas nauna po siya kanina eh. And also, kung napapansin natin, wala na pala yung ating TV dito na nakahook sa mga ating regional divisions. So, currently, meron, nasa FB Live po tayo. And now, to give the climate review for April and May, we'd like to call Ms. Jorbel Masalio, climatologist from the CLIMS.
Thank you, Rose. Good morning. So, this is my task today to give you the review, climate review from April to 28 May. So, 2 days past ngayong May 30. Okay, so here we go. For the contents of our review, we have to review the past ENSO conditions, and then the weather systems that affected the country during the review period, climate assessment for rainfall, temperature, and if there's a tropical cyclone that entered the PAR, and of course our summary. So for the benefit of those who have attended this forum for the very first time, so this is the sea surface temperature or the SST temperature for the past 12 weeks, wherein ito po yung minomonitor natin. And this is the Nino 3.4 condition, region. Hindi gumagana ang pointer. So there's a we are here. So that's the Philippines po. So nandun po tayo, and then this is the sea surface temperature anomaly, wherein yung mga blue po, there's anomalous cooling, wherein ito po yung minomonitor to determine if there's still an existing La Nina. So it will be further explained later for our climate outlook by Ms. Solis. And so the latest weekly SST is for Nino 3.4 region is still negative 0.1 degrees Celsius. And if we're to see the graph, so ito po, nag-stabilize siya negative 0.1, negative 0.1. And so with that condition, ang proclamation po ng PAGASA is that La Nina Advisory number 6 we have issued last May 4. So that is the La Nina Final Advisory. So it started last December. So December, January, February, March, April, May. So we have issued the final advisory. And then later on, we will be updated on what's the latest condition. Okay, so the weather systems that affected our country for the whole month of April up to May 28. Of course, we have the low pressure areas, ridge of high pressure areas, tail end of cold front. So ito, these symbols, ito po yung makikita natin dun sa ating mga surface map. And also this is the simplified infographics. And then also we have the localized thunderstorms, the intertropical convergence zone, northeast monsoon, which we have terminated last April 10, and of course easterlies. And wala po tayong tropical cyclone that entered the PAR for the past 2 months. So April, May, 0 po tayo. And as I have mentioned, we have a terminated northeast monsoon. Last April 10, a press release was issued signifying the start of warm and dry season in major areas of the country. Kaya naman po, nararamdaman natin na mataas talaga ang ating mga temperature, especially tinatawag nating heat index. Okay, so about our rainfall maps, for those first-timer, of course, we are computing this based on our forecast rainfall over the normal rainfall. That is for a 30-year period from 1981 to 2010 times 100%. So kung makikita niyo ang ating mapa, so pag red, way below normal. Kapag yellow, that's below normal. And green, near normal. Whereas yung blue, yung above normal. So let's assess our rainfall for the past month, last April. So, ayun, mapula. So, mostly, as we can see generally, our country experienced way below normal, most especially in northern part of Luzon and also some southern part, including some areas in Visayas and central Mindanao. Whereas, near to above normal rainfall condition were experienced in some tip of northern Luzon and central Luzon, as well as some portions of Visayas and of course Mindanao. And for the month of May until May 28, so still generally most parts of the country have experienced way below to below normal condition, especially the northern tip, the northern Luzon, and some parts of Visayas and the southernmost part of Mindanao. Meanwhile, this is, I think, in Baguio. Yeah, every day they have a thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon, and every day they have a rainfall. So, medyo blue sila doon. And also, some parts of Visayas and Mindanao wherein always meron din silang thunderstorms in the afternoon. Although dito sa Metro Manila we have, but then still not enough para magkaroon tayo ng near normal rainfall condition. Anyway, we still have one day. Ay, meron pa tayong 29, 30, 31. Okay. For the temperature, so as we can see, so this is the, on the further right is the maximum temperature. So, and this one is the minimum temperature. So when we say maximum temperature, ito yung mga sobrang may init na temperature na naranasan natin up to 2 p.m. Whereas yung minimum, ito naman yung sa madaling araw. And then for the mean temperature, so we got the mean temperature, and generally for April, it's somehow slightly cooler based on the normal temperature. But then in Mindanao areas, so medyo slightly warmer sila. And later makikita nyo what are the stations na nakasurpass ng kanilang mga temperature. Okay, for actual temperature, May to 1 to 27 of May. So generally, slightly warmer talaga yung ating temperature. Okay, so to give you some, and then ito yung kahapon. So na-mention nga ni Sir Obet na mainit yung ating panahon. So Baguio City, 17.2, that's the minimum temperature. And then the highest, sa minimum to Sangli Point, 29.7. Whereas yung sa maximum naman, ito na yung talagang mas feel natin yung init. So sa Baguio, 25.2. So parang medyo mainit pa rin. At least parang nasa aircon lang. And then sa ISU, 39.6. Humahabol yung ISU. May contest dito ng yung mga stations, excited silang tumatawag sa amin. Uy, nag-39.6 na kami. Isama nyo kami dun sa... So ayan, natasama na po yung ISU. Okay, so surpass extremes from April to May. So ito, outstanding, yung sa QB Point Zambales, nag-39.2 sila. Yung historical record nila na nabit noong April 15, 2010, nabit noong April 15, 2018, sakto yung data, no? Na 38.2, so 1 degree higher. And then sa Cotabato City naman, ang pinakang highest niya, historical, is April 24, 1987, na-surpass siya noong April 13 ng 37.9. So, 0.9 degrees. And then, for the month of May, dun sa Cotabato City again, so nung May 1, 1988, 36 lang sila. And then, ngayong May 16, 2018, 38.1. So far, yung Cotabato yung nagtatap no? Okay, ito yung highest heat index. Ito yung madalas nating naririnig kay Mang Tani, no? Na ito yung inaabangan natin. Na ano ba yung heat index na mararamdaman natin pag lumabas tayo ngayong mga 10 o'clock. So, ang highest heat index recorded, April to May. So, sa Kabanatuan, nung April 17, 51.0. Grabe, no? And then, last May 21 naman, sa Kasiguran, Aurora, 51.1 or 51.3. So, 51 something pa rin yung kanilang highest recorded heat index. Okay, so ito naman, some statistics again, ino-observe din namin yung mga extreme temperatures. So for the month of May, so ang highest nga yung sa QB Point, nung April, for April, yung sa Olonga po is April 15, yun nga, 39.2. And then lowest naman sa Baguio, 13.6, April 7 to 8. Pero yung extreme niya, nung April 1, 1923, 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, so for Metro Manila, we have the highest 36.1 sa NAIA nung April 30. So most likely, pag sa NAIA, ganun din yung feel natin sa Quezon City, di ba? And also sa Science Garden. So 37.8 yung recorded nila nung April 23, 1948. And then the lowest, 21.8 for Science Garden nung April 1. And then the station's recorded extreme was during April 5, 1963, 17.2. So ito naman yung mga ibang historical records. And so we will not dwell into that. So ito pa yung for January to April 30, 2018. So anyway, these are available. Okay, moving on with the observed temperature extremes as of May 28. So still Kabanatuan, May 17, 39.8. Pero hindi pa niya na-surpass yung 40.4, no? So, pwede pa siyang humabol. Ng May 11, 2002. Ay, grabe ang init ng 2002. And then, sa Baguio, lowest 15.8. And then, ang pinakang lowest niya is nung 1907, April 5. And then, for Metro Manila, so sa NAIA, ang highest is 37.2 nung consistent siya, May 26, 27, 28. And then, for the extreme naman, 38.1. Grabing init. 1969. Hindi pa tayo pinapanganak. Lowest is 23.7 sa NAIA nung May 4. And then, hindi pa rin 19.1 nung 1950. Okay, so ito naman yung ibang historical records. So, take note na sa Tugigaraw, 42.2 nung 1969. Grabe yung init. Okay. So, we will continue monitoring our extreme temperatures. Okay, so, kung merong mga may init na lugar, we also have etong mga tinatawag nating hailstorm, rocks Benguet. So, nung April 21, nagkaroon ng pag-ulan ng hailstorm. So, nakunan to ng ating mga masisipag na mga social media, mga vlogger. So, this was nung April 21 sa Atok, Benguet. So, yan yung roof nila. So, hindi kagad nag-melt yung ice and then yung hailstorm. And then, dito nga sa sasakyan, although maliliit lang siya, unlike in other countries, yung mga winter countries na talagang huge chunk of ice na nakakasira ng mga windshield. So, ito yung isang areas kung saan yung mga, meron ding mga field na naapektuhan ng frost, hailstorm. And then, eto, nung May 24 naman, nangyari din to sa may bandang Pampanga. Ito naman yung sa may San Rafael, San Ildefonso, and San Miguel sa Bulacan. So, nakunan din ng isang netizen yung mga konting ice. Okay, so sasabihin natin we are in a tropical country. So, bakit na-experience natin to? So, I would like to call a volunteer from the Met trainees, +5 kay Ma'am Ana to. So, I would like to call one of the volunteers, si Gab. Gab? So, simpleng explanation lang. Bakit ba tayo nagkakaroon ng pag-uulan ng mga maliliit na yelo? Sige, Gab. Take it away.
So, magandang umaga sa lahat. Yung hailstorms natin are produced from intense thunderstorms wherein we have strong updrafts or yung tong updrafts natin, no? We have strong updrafts within the thunderstorm clouds. So, we have this freezing level wherein above this level, yung ice drop, or water droplets natin inside the cloud will turn into ice or freezing into ice. And so, in intense thunderstorms, we have sudden bursts of wind, which are called downdrafts. So, from downdrafts, those large particles of ice or hailstones are taken down to the ground, so which causes the hailstorm.
Thank you, Gab. So, hindi po yan scripted. Okay? So, if you still have some questions and more in-depth on why hailstorm is na-experience natin, so you can approach Gabriel. Okay? Thank you. And, okay, so, slow yung so, click mo lang siya. And then, mag-click yan. So, ito yung mga, so these are the thunderstorms occurrences that affected some of the areas, some of our places in the country. So, sa Surigao City, so, supposedly, ayaw. Hindi, nag-play yan sa, ayan na lang pakita mo, baka dyan magpe-play. Okay, so basta yan siya. So, may mga thunderstorms occurrences for the past 2 months. And then, this one is in Surigao City wherein it was supposedly the first day of the Dragon Boat Festival. But then, they were affected by severe thunderstorms. So, nagliparan yung mga yung mga ano nila, display nila, yung arrangement nila for the Dragon Boat Festival. And then also in Bontoc Mountain Province, so aside from nagkaroon sila ng mga hailstones, so nagkaroon din sila ng mga thunderstorm. And then floodings in Cabanatuan City, Calawag, Quezon, Santo Niño, Cotabato, and then recently sa Davao, nagkaroon din ng flooding because of thunderstorm. And then sa Ponte Verde, Negros Occidental, at saka sa Pulangi, Albay, there's an occurrence of a thunderstorm. So there are 5 people who were struck by lightning. So namatay po sila. And then also in Pulangi, Albay, 1 student. So very dangerous po talaga yung ating mga hazard associated with thunderstorms. Okay, and then so if we have the local events, so we also have the worldwide events naman po na although we were not affected, but it's good to know. So Hawaii, at least we were informed sa Hawaii, sa Kilauea, yung volcanic eruption nila, it started pa since the early of this year. And then, so this was nung April 9, yung molten lava, and then ito yung pa may mga fumes. And of course, ganun tayo pag may mga event, nandun yung mga tao for magpapaselfie, di ba? Yes, o parang sa Mayon, kahit actually dito sa Hawaii, meron na rin silang mga travel advisories. Pero still, nakakalusot pa rin yung mga tourists. Ganon din sa Mayon, kahit nagkaroon na ng bawal nang mag-fly yung mga airlines, nagta-travel sila by land para makapag-picture. Okay, so eto na po. So at least 4,000 hectares were affected dun sa Leilani States, Pahoa. So ganyan siya. So it's slowly moving yung mga lava na yan. So ang ayos ng kanilang ito yung kanilang evacuation center. Parang may meeting lang sila, di ba? Maayos. And then, so yung mga bahay nila, so wala silang magawa kasi slowly na dinadaanan nung mga mga lava na ganyan. Okay, so last May 26 naman, kung tayo walang bagyo for April to May, so si Cyclone Mekuno sa Yemen at saka sa Oman, so these are the Arabian Peninsula, so nahit naman sila ng Cyclone Mekuno wherein it reaches category 3, and then they were devastated because for one day, the annual rainfall that they usually receive about 100 millimeter, so nagkaroon ng pag-ulan for 250 millimeters for just one day. And then the UN have said that this is one of the devastating event that happened in the Arabian Peninsula. So a lot of people were displaced, and some people have died during this event. Okay, so for the summary, so ENSO alert status system natin is now, we have issued a final advisory, and then no tropical cyclone entered our Philippine area of responsibility. So for the rainfall for the month of April, so as you have seen in the map earlier, so most areas of central Luzon and Visayas and Mindanao have experienced near normal to above normal rainfall condition, whereas most parts of northern and southern Luzon and some parts of Visayas and northern Mindanao have experienced way below normal, below normal rainfall condition. Oh, sorry. Nawala siya. Hindi pa ako tapos, Joran. Nag-jargon lang, okay. And then for temperature, kasi bago yung LCD natin, bago yung natin, video display. Next, previously. Okay, so for temperature, so as you have seen also in our map, so near to slightly cooler than average temperature experienced in most parts of the country, whereas yung Subic Station has recorded its new highest maximum temperature of 39.2 on April 15, which previously yung recorded niya was surpassed last April 15 of 38.2 degrees. So for 1 to 28 of May 2018, so generally way below to near normal to below normal rainfall conditions were experienced. So marami pa tayong mga red and yellow doon over most parts except for some portions in Visayas and Mindanao. which they experience near to above normal rainfall conditions. So for the temperature, so slightly warmer tayo for this, ang na-experience natin for this month. And then just to reiterate po, we have soft launch the Payong Pag-asa mobile app. So you can download the app in your Android phone. So we are still working on the application for the iPhone. So hopefully, before the tag-ulan season will come, so we will have the app. So yun po, and with that, always visit our website, and maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you, Belle. So now, ito na po yung hinihintay natin. Ano ba ang mangyayari in the next 6 months? So we'd like to call Ms. Annalisa Solis, the OIC of the CLIMS, to give the outlook for June to November.
Thank you, Ms. Rusi. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Okay, we'd like to give you the climate outlook for the next 6 months from June to November. So, this is also part of the immersion class of the meteorologist training course, kaya full pack po tayo. So, there were 39 or 40 39 MTC trainees. So in the future, sila na rin po yung mga tatayo dito and also will act as weather forecasters, hydrologists, and climatologists dito. That's why it's part of their immersion class kasi ito yung time on climate monitoring and prediction and Ma'am Telma's for class for MTC. And also we'd like to acknowledge the people from Republic of Bhutan. So, good morning, and this is one of our event or regular event wherein we could provide information to our stakeholders at the national, local, and also at different stakeholders, including the private sectors. Ayan, handa na. Okay. So, climate outlook for the next 6 months, June to November. So, we will give you ENSO updates and outlook, the recent condition on the tropical Pacific with regards to El Nino. Climate outlook for the next 6 months in terms of rainfall, temperature, dry day forecast, tropical cyclone frequency, temperature extremes, and then the summary. So previously, so ito po yung evolution of the sea surface temperature across the tropical Pacific during the past 12 weeks. So makikita po natin, so a warm pool of sea surface temperature across the tropical Pacific and as early as March, April, so nandun pa yung nakikita nating still remnants of La Nina, yung cooling. But then, pagdating po ng May, during the past 3 weeks of May, so nawawala na po yung cold pool of La Nina dito sa may tropical and eastern equatorial Pacific. And the sea surface temperature anomaly has become warm. Nag-extend na siya dun sa Far East Tropical Pacific, dun po sa Central at Eastern Equatorial Pacific. And then in terms of sea surface temperature anomaly, so makikita po natin na slightly warmer than usual yung sea surface temperature near the Philippine Sea, yung malapit sa atin, and also during the past 12 weeks, 3 weeks of May, so nawawala na po yung remnants ng La Nina or yung cooling dito. So it's a sign that La Nina is decaying in that particular period. So based from international prediction centers, yung mga El Nino or ENSO advisories na nakakalap natin sa lahat ng international prediction centers. So from CPC, NOAA, USA, ENSO neutral conditions are present. So in-update lang nila recently last May 18. And equatorial SSTs are near to below average across the East Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean. So it is favored that ENSO neutral through September to November 2018 with the possibility of El Nino nearing 50% by Northern Hemisphere winter. So around September, October, November 2018, 2019. But still 50%. So kung babalikan po natin last year, ganun din po yung in-announce ng CPC, NOAA, and other international prediction centers that there is around 45 to 50% at this time of the year, kasi same po tayo nag-conduct ng climate forum last year, May 30, they are saying around 45 to 50% that El Nino will come during the remaining portions of 2017. But then, ano po yung nangyari? Nagkaroon tayo ng La Nina. So still, meaning, yung forecast that we are made today are still of high uncertainty. But if we try to compare the spread among the models last year at ngayon, medyo slight yung spread ng model. So ibig sabihin, mas highly uncertain last year that El Nino will occur, but ngayon they are putting lesser as certain in terms of the spread among the models na pinakita nila last year at this time of the year. So, in their ENSO alert system status, final La Nina advisory also. From BOM, in which they are they are using the different threshold in terms of sea surface temperature anomaly to pronounce or consider ENSO or El Nino or La Nina around 0.7 and minus 0.7 in terms of El Nino and La Nina. ENSO remains neutral. Climate models favor ongoing neutral conditions for the southern hemisphere winter. Ibig sabihin po, yon ay ngayon, June, July, August, kasi Southern Hemisphere, despite continued warming of the tropical Pacific Ocean. So meaning there is still observing a continuous warming of the tropical Pacific that also might lead to El Nino by the end of this year. Again, of high uncertainty. And so alert system status, inactive. From Tokyo Climate Center, in which they are monitoring the Nino 3 region, or West, Nino West, it is considered that La Nina conditions continue in the Equatorial Pacific. That was last May 11. Kasi po, sa June 11 pa uli sila mag-update. And it is likely that La Nina conditions will end in Boreal Spring, March, April, May, 90%. And ENSO neutral are likely during June, July, August of 2018 season. So based from SST average over Nino 3 region. Sa AP Climate Center, sa Busan, South Korea, May 25, ENSO neutral phase. June, July, August 2018 suggests below normal rainfall over the central of Equatorial South and above normal rainfall over the center of Equatorial North Pacific. So yung portions din po, still the tropical Pacific is being monitored and forecast. September, October, November 2018 show below and near normal rainfall over the central of Equatorial South Pacific and Central Equatorial Pacific. So yung par is po nung ating Philippine Sea. Based naman po sa World Meteorological Organization, in which they are updating their monitoring and forecasting activity every quarter po, every 3 months. So La Nina conditions that developed in late 2017 have continued into the first quarter of 2018, meaning up to March, and model predictions and expert opinion indicate that La Nina conditions are 75 to 80% likely to return to neutral during the second quarter of 2018, which is April, May, June this year. So yun nga po yung nangyayari. And based from those International Prediction Center advisories, so PAGASA come up with its own general statement that La Nina has ended and ENSO neutral conditions to continue across the tropical Pacific Ocean. So still, wala pa po tayong sinasabi dyan, if El Nino will come in during the end of this year. Kasi hindi pa tayo certain po. So this is the IRI official probabilistic ENSO forecast that they have issued last May 10. Ayun, doon pwede siya. Doon sa taas. Okay. So based on the consensus of the Climate Prediction Center and IRI forecasters, so it chooses human judgment in addition to model output. So combined expert po nung ating mga scientists doon, that there is a probability of having El Nino of around less than 50% during the forecast period until December, January, February 2018, 2019. But still nakikita. Wala talaga. So still, ENSO neutral condition starting April, May, June up to September, October, November season. So increased probability of having ENSO neutral condition. But then come October, November, December 2018 season, so there is still a slight probability, higher probability of having El Nino than having ENSO neutral condition. So if we try to consider or review last year, ganyan din po, napakaliliit nung probability nung La Nina. But then, pagdating po ng September, October, November, lumaki yung La Nina, and La Nina existed last year. So, and this is the purely objective ENSO probability forecast. So, ibig sabihin po, without intervention from human judgment or expert judgment. So, these are purely based from models, from those participating models sa IRI-CPC model-based probabilistic ENSO forecast. So, these are both combined dynamical and statistical probability forecast. So, still, pagdating dito sa purely objective ENSO forecast, so there was a higher probability of having El Nino until December, January, February, March. So napaaga, August, September, October, a slight higher probability of having El Nino than having ENSO neutral condition, August, September, October season. So these are based on purely objective El Nino forecast, based from model output. Okay, so ito siya, yung model-based ENSO probabilistic forecast, equivalent po nitong purely objective ENSO forecast. And these are the model predictions of El Nino issued May 18, 2018. And the majority of models predict ENSO neutral through June, July, August 2018 with an elevated chance of El Nino by September, October, November, December 2018 season. So makikita po natin yung color green, heavy green. So those are predictions of SST based from statistical models. From dynamical models, yung red line naman. And then yung color blue from CPC consolidated forecast. So mostly mga around 4 to 6 models lang po siya. So, but then, while uncertainty is still high in this type of forecast that issued in this time of the year, so all but one model falls within 1.4 degrees centigrade range. So, yung isa po, yung sa ECMWF, which is one of the mataas ang confidence ng model of around 1.4 degrees centigrade to the end of the forecast period, January, February, March 2018-2019, with nearly around 1.7 degrees centigrade spread of model predictions up to JFM 2019. So, meaning po, yung spread from 1.4 to minus 0.3, so around 1.7 degrees centigrade yung spread. Whereas, i-compare natin last year, napakataas ng spread niya, around 2.5 degrees centigrade. So, they are putting higher certainty on this forecast compared last year. Apo. So, ibig lang sabihin po, mas may possibility na baka magka-El Nino kaysa dun sa last year na napakataas ng uncertainty na magkaroon ng El Nino. So, based from the average of dynamical models, so magi-start daw ang around El Nino level, October, November, December, but based from average statistical models as early as August, September, October, it could start warming and could reach the threshold value of having El Nino condition. And based from the average of all models, so ito po yung monitor natin, the September, October, November season. If El Nino will come or not. So, yan. Re-reviewin po ulit natin yan. And these are the participating models being used in PAGASA's consensus forecast. So, ibig sabihin po, those 7 and including the NME 8 models, those are serve as predictors to predict our local rainfall. So, based po from model output statistics, participated in North America multimodal ensemble forecast. Why these models? Kasi ito po yung free, libre yung mga boundary condition and forecast condition. So, readily available po yan for our model output statistical downscaling technique. And NNME average indicate ENSO neutral conditions are favored to continue through October 2018. So makikita po natin pagdating ng November, December, there is a slight deviation of having El Nino or weak El Nino. So nasa medyo between 0.5 to 1 degree at the end of the year. But still highly uncertain. But these are the basis ng forecast natin ng ating ulan. And so alert system, so final La Nina advisory, La Nina is decaying across the tropical Pacific. So, meaning, pagdating po ng June, we will not issue La Nina advisory. We will be issuing monthly climate assessment and outlook, MCAO. Yun po yung makukuha nyo. Okay. So, weather systems that may affect the country during the period from June to November. So, easterlies, southwest monsoon, local thunderstorm, intertropical convergence zone, LPAs, reeds of high pressure area, and tropical cyclone. So, most of these are rain-bearing weather systems except for MTC. Alin? Reeds of high pressure area. Okay. Opo. So, ito yung mga definition of terms and then yung mga iconic symbols. And then, climate outlook for the next 6 months, June to November. So, alam na po natin yung pula, yellow, green, and blue. So, eto na, tandaan nyo lang si Ella the Umbrella. So, yun na po yung ating percent normal. Ano po? So, for the month of June, so still, dalawang kulay pa rin po yung nakikita natin. Near to above normal rainfall condition over most parts of the country. So, around 72 provinces might experience near normal rainfall condition, while around 7 provinces might experience above normal rainfall conditions. So on this left-hand map, so this is the normal rainfall during the month of June based from 30-year data. And this is the forecast rainfall in terms of millimeters of rain. And then given in terms of percent normal, near to above normal rainfall for the month of June. So meaning po, near normal, mas madadami ang pag-ulan dito sa western section of climate under type MTC. Okay, under type 1 climate. Okay. Pagdating po na yung July, so this is the normal rainfall during the months of July wherein most parts or the western sections of the country receive more than 500 millimeters of rain during the months of July. And this is the forecast rainfall for the months of July. And in terms of percent normal, generally near to above normal rainfall condition, particularly most parts of Luzon, with some patches of below normal rainfall condition over most parts of Visayas and Mindanao. So in general po, so 11 provinces might experience below normal rainfall condition coming in from Visayas and Mindanao. Near normal, around 48 provinces and around 20 provinces might experience above normal rainfall condition. Pagdating po ng August, so still yung areas under climate type 1, western section of the country including Palawan and Panay area might also experience more than 400 millimeters of rain. Forecast niya generally near normal, although yung green sa taas ay below normal siya, still madami pong pag-uulan niya kasi in terms of normal niya during the months of August, madami po ang ulan during the months of August. So even though na yellow siya, still 80% is around more than 300 millimeters of rain dyan po sa may Luzon area. And then some patches of above normal rainfall over Visayas area including Mindanao and parts of Mindoro. And then sa Mindanao po, generally below to near normal rainfall condition. Pagdating po ng September, so still meron pong above normal rainfall condition sa parts po ng Mindanao, ng Luzon. And then generally below to near normal rainfall condition po sa most parts of Visayas and Mindanao. So kung titingnan po natin, mostly may above normal rainfall condition dito sa eastern part of Visayas area. October, so generally below to near normal rainfall condition except for above normal rainfall condition in some portions of Mindanao area. So ito naman po yung normal niyang pag-ulan, October Ito yung October rainfall forecast in terms of millimeter and then percent normal. Pagdating po ng November, although yung normal rainfall natin during the months of November, kasi transition na po ito, paalis na yung habagat. So meaning pa konti na po yung normal rainfall natin during the months of November over Luzon area, but still in terms of percent normal, ay generally above normal rainfall condition, and we could give emphasis on maraming ulan dito po sa may northeastern portion po ng Luzon pagdating po ng November, including the eastern section of Visayas and also eastern Mindanao. So medyo maraming pag-uulan po yung forecast natin for the month of November based on recent condition. So pag nag-update po tayo next month, so titingnan po natin based on recent condition. So in general, so our country might experience generally near to above normal rainfall condition with some portions of below normal rainfall condition during the months of September, October, over portions of Luzon and also portions of Visayas and Mindanao pagdating ng September. So generally near normal and then above normal. So in terms of probabilistic forecast, so how certain are we that those below normal, near normal, and above normal rainfall condition might happen? So this is how we provide the uncertainty coming in from the models and rainfall that we try to predict in terms of paggamit po ng ating mga forecast from the NMME. So probability forecast is a way of expressing uncertainty in the future weather and climate. So makita po natin, mas darker ang color, whether blue, yellow, or red. So meaning, mas higher po ang certainty natin. Yung mas lighter ang shade, ibig sabihin, we are putting higher uncertainty on our forecast. So mas matingkad ang shading, mas mataas ang certainty or yung confidence natin dun sa model. So as you can see, during the months of June, we are putting more confidence on above normal rainfall condition if we try to predict rainfall over Visayas, Central Visayas, including part of Southern Luzon. Pagdating po ng July, we are putting higher confidence of having above normal rainfall condition during the months of July, and also mas mataas yung confidence natin sa may part po ng Cebu at Northern Mindanao when we try to predict below normal rainfall condition at that particular area. Dito po sa September, so we are putting higher confidence, so sari-sari siya dun eh. So ibig sabihin, during the months of August, medyo mas uncertain po yung ating mga forecast except for some portions of Palawan kasi, and also Mindanao, yung mas darker ang mga shadings ng mga color na yon. Pagdating po ng September, so marami po diyang pula na napaka-dark nung shade nung red. So we are putting higher confidence of having below normal rainfall condition if we try to forecast rainfall at that particular areas in Visayas and Mindanao. So yun yung probabilistic forecast later on dun sa summit. And then pagdating po ng so also August, October, so medyo hindi masyadong although mataas yung confident natin sa may Luzon area. Dito po sa may pagdating ng November, so there is higher confidence if we try to put higher probability of having above normal rainfall condition over Luzon area. Yan. So if you have questions sa probabilistic rainfall forecast, so later na lang po. So this is the forecast rainfall in percent normal per province. In terms of millimeters of rain per province, Visayas to Mindanao. And then forecast rainfall per region, so based on interpolated values per region. Forecast watershed rainfall for selected dams and lakes in terms of millimeters of rain and percent normal. So meaning po, ina-average natin yung buong watershed area. Kaya po, naka-shade siya. So yun po yung mga watershed areas natin. So generally near normal rainfall condition with above normal rainfall condition over Magat watershed pagdating po ng July, September, and November. And also yung San Roque Cascaded Watershed areas, so generally near to above, and then magbibelow normal po pagdating po ng October. Ito naman po yung forecast rainfall of rain stations over selected dam areas. So makita natin, point data siya. So ibig sabihin, we forecast station point data over selected dam areas. Hindi natin in-average yung watershed areas. So generally, near normal, pagdating po ng June, sa lahat po ng selected dam areas, sa mga rain stations niya. Pagdating po ng July, mostly above normal rainfall conditions. So may mga near normal. August, near normal in all watershed areas, dam areas. September, near to above. October, below to near normal. So mostly below normal po pagdating ng October. Pero medyo around 78%. So medyo marami pa rin pong pag-uulan yan. And then pagdating ng November, generally above normal on all rain stations over selected dam areas. Selected river basins naman, so ibig sabihin po, we try to use the average of the selected river basin in terms of millimeter and percent normal dun sa mga river basins natin. So for Luzon area, river basin, so mostly generally near to above normal rainfall. Pagdating po ng August ay may mga below normal rainfall condition siya. So in some areas of our river basins in Mindanao, so generally below to near normal during the forecast period from June to August. So below normal siya pagdating ng August sa may parts po ng Mindanao. Pagdating po ng September, October, November, so may mga areas in our Luzon River basins that might experience below, near, and above normal rainfall condition. Pagdating ng October, below to near normal, and then November, generally above normal rainfall conditions. Pagdating po sa Mindanao, so below to near normal, near to above normal, near to above normal for October and November sa Mindanao. Ilang slide na. Coffee po. Coffee tayo. May overflowing coffee. Ayan, may heavy snacks naman po tayo kasi jam-pack tayo. Okay. Salamat po sa nagpondo. Okay. So, in terms of dry day forecast, so a day with 1 millimeter of rainfall or less. So, makita po natin, mas lighter po ang shade na green. Ibig sabihin, or hanggang blue shades po, ibig sabihin po, mas madami po ang araw na may ulan. Pag may nakikita po tayong mga brown shades dyan, mas madami po ang araw na walang ulan. So, mostly makita natin less number of dry days for the month of June, July, and August except dun sa mga eastern section po ng Luzon. Dito po sa may northeastern Luzon and then also portions po ng eastern part ng country pagdating ng August. So, mas marami siyang araw na walang ulan. So, yung green to dark green, mas marami ang araw siya na may ulan. Ayun po. Pagdating po ng September, October, November, still mas marami po pa rin yung mga araw na may ulan, except during the months of October and November, wherein yung mga western section ng ating bansa will have more dry days than wet day pagdating ng October at November. Yun. So, number of dry day forecast from June to November per province, Luzon, Visayas, and then Mindanao po. Ito yung range. In terms of monthly mean temperature forecast from June to November, so makikita po natin na slightly warmer to above average temperature yung napo-forecast natin pagdating po ng June, July, so lalo na po ng August. And then, meron po tayong generally near average po pagdating ng September. So, yung mas marami yung bilog na color white. And then, pagdating po ng October, medyo mas marami yung bilog na color red. So, slightly above average to above average. And then, pagdating po ng November, so marami pa rin po yung white ang kulay. So, generally near average. So, meron din pong slightly warmer than average yung forecast temperature natin for the period relative to 1981 to 2010. So, temperature anomaly po yung kinukuha natin dito. Dami. So in terms, sa dami ng information natin, sa dami ng mga forecast po, anyway, this will be readily available po dun sa bagong Pag-asa website. So lahat po ito medyo hindi na pang-4, pang-5, pang-6 na click, tsaka pa lang natin makukuha yung information. So pagdating po ng pag-inilaunch na yung bagong Pag-asa website next month, so medyo mga 1-2 click na lang nabawasan po yung click. So makikita nyo na to, itong mga information na to. So we have a lot of information that we could provide for the general public and our stakeholders. So in terms of forecast ranges of temperature extreme, so meaning extreme siya, hindi siya average. So we could get as high as 38 degrees pa rin during the forecast period sa may part of northern Luzon. And then lowland Luzon, 37.5. So yung mountainous areas natin, mountainous Luzon. Metro Manila, so we could get as high as 36.5. So actually, these are instantaneous averages. So instantaneous values. So ibig sabihin, hindi man na-record ni Pag-asa, posible nagkaroon ng ganun temperature na around 36.5 degrees because these are a slight extreme temperature forecast. In terms of minimum temperature, so during nighttime temperature, so we could get as high as 24 and as low as around 14.6 over mountainous areas of Luzon sa June. And then July, August, September, so taas na po na minimum temperature natin is around 25. So yung ating minimum temperature during the forecast period. 25.4, okay, sa lowland Luzon. In terms of tropical cyclone frequency, so June 1 or 2, July 2 to 4, so pag naging bagyo yung dalawa, June 1 to 2, yun na yun, 1 or 2. August 2 or 3, September 2 or 3, October 2 or 3, November 1 or 2, so in general po, using median, 10 to 13 tropical cyclones from June to November. And this is the usual average tropical cyclone frequency from 1948 to 2017 na kung saan mas marami tayong natatanggap na bagyo during the months of July, August, and September. And these are the prepared tropical cyclone tracks based from climatology of 1948 to 2016. So mostly, June, July, August, September, mostly ay part po ng northeastern portions of Luzon. So may mga nagre-recarb, may nagko-cross, but mostly our crossing tropical cyclone usually occurs so July, August, September, October, and November. So meaning September, October, November, most of disastrous type. So, since Pag-asa is also monitoring the onset of rainy season, so bakit po ba natin monitor yung onset of rainy season? Kasi laging tumatawag yung mga kailan ng tag-ulan, mantanisan, kailan na po ang ating tag-ulan so dun sa radio station. So just to give you some information how Pag-asa monitor the onset of the rainy season. So firstly, kailangan alam muna natin yung climate type natin. So our climate type is humid equatorial and tropical maritime, meaning we could have as high as more than 4,000 millimeters of rain in an annual scale. So we have high annual rainfall values and tropical humid equatorial, meaning our minimum and maximum temperature does not deviate from each other, yung ating ranges. So based from this four climate type, based on rainfall pattern, so only type 1 have 2 pronounced season, dry from November to April and wet for the rest of the year. So maximum rain period coincides with the peak of the southwest monsoon from July to September. So areas mostly under type 1 climate are nandito po sa western section of the country, including portions of Panay area dito po sa may Visayas. And then the rest ay mostly ay Luzon area. So siya yung may distinct wet and dry season. So meaning dito nag-a-occur, kaya po nagkakaroon tayo ng monitoring the onset of rainy season, siya lang yung may distinct wet and dry season among our climate type. So this is the seasonal cycle of each climate type na napaka-pronounced yung peak maximum rain period during the months of June, July, August, and September. That coincides with the peak of the southwest monsoon activity. So meaning pag nag-pronounce po ang Pag-asa ng onset ng rainy season, it should be associated with the southwest monsoon. And the normal onset of rainy seasons during the second half of May to first half of June. Still, eto pa rin po because we try to revisit on how to we reestablish the criteria on the onset of the rainy season. So nakikita po natin still applicable pa rin po yung ating criteria that PAGASA has made previously noong 2003 pa. So we try to revisit this criteria and still working pa po. And what is the importance of the onset of rainy season? So the date of onset is of particular importance to the agriculture sector in the Philippines kung kailan magtatanim yung mga rain-fed agriculture natin. Information on its early or late arrival is frequently sought from Weather Division and also CAD of PAGASA. And among the larger users of this information are the agriculture, transpo. Ayan, kailan magbabaha at syempre titigil yung mga construction kapag nalaman po ng DPWH na mag-uulan na, so stop muna yung construction. Pero nakatigil yung mga construction kasi build tayo na po. Okay. And electric service sectors. Others, like water managers and conservationists, also formulate plans based on climate outlooks to help optimize the use of water, lalo na po sa water allocation dun sa ating Angat Dam, yung mga multipurpose reservoir natin. So how did PAGASA establish the criteria for the onset of the rainy season? Based from memorandum issued in 2003, a start of 5-day period. So April, May, June, July, ang monitoring natin with total rainfall of 25 millimeters or more, with 3 consecutive days having at least 1 millimeter of rainfall per day. So yun po yung ating first criteria. And to satisfy the general onset of the rains, at least 5 of the following climate type 1 must have already met. So, Lawag, Bigan, Dagupan, Iba, San Jose, Metro Manila, Ambulong, and Iloilo. So, those are 8 climate type 1 stations. So, 5 out of 8 lang nito ay pwede na po nating masabi na may onset na ng rainy season in terms of criteria number 1. Pagdating po dito sa Metro Manila, to be counted under this criterion, at least 2 out of 3 Metro Manila stations ng Science, Sangli, and Port area must have satisfied criteria number 1. So, yun po in terms of rainfall. Teka muna. Okay. Okay. Nawala. Okay. So, may kasama pa po ito na naka-hide. So, in terms of rainfall po, so, pagdating po dun sa in terms of synoptic scale weather pattern natin, so we also need to consider yung mga intraseasonal variability or oscillations coming in po dun sa mga minomonitor nating synoptic scale weather patterns such as the wind, the surface up to 850 millibar level, at kasama din po yung wind direction na dapat ay meron siyang westerly wind component based on PENTAD or 5-day average. So, PENTAD analysis po yung ginagamit natin. So, dito po, yung number 3. So, in addition, elements such as rainfall amounts, clustering of rainy days, area covered and wind systems, so prevailing winds, dun po sa may 190 to 180 degrees from the surface up to 850 millibar level. So meaning po, kailangan yung synoptic scale weather pattern should coincide or kailangan ay sigun dun sa rainfall po natin criteria. And this might relate to the development of synoptic scale rainfall causing weather patterns para masusustain siya are implied in the definitions, conditions of the onset of the rainy season. So, ito po yung yearly onset ng rainy season in the Philippines from 1961 to 27. So, based po dun sa historical onset ng rainy season that most of them, except one, in 2009 na hindi na-satisfy yung criteria, or three, based on rainfall. So, 3 po yung hindi na-satisfy yung criteria on that particular. But then, yung normal onset natin occurs during PENTAD 28 and to 33 of the year. So meaning from May 16 to June 14. Kaya po yung onset ng rainy season natin, second half of May to first half of June. So dun po siya nang galing. So based on rainfall stations, so ito po yung 5 out of 8 rainfall stations. So from May 23 up to May 28, wala pa pong nagsasatisfy sa ulan at sa hangin in general. Kaya wala pa po tayong onset ng rainy season up to May 28 So, ngayon pa lang darating yung observations ng May 29 tsaka 30. So, based po doon sa sinasabi nating synoptic scale weather pattern dito, so in coordination with Weather Division, so nagko-conduct po kami ng briefing at saka po ng discussions with the weather forecasting section. So, this is provided by one of our weather forecasters, si Nikos. So, ito po yung mga weather parameters that we try to monitor para sa onset ng rainy season and the current condition and then the forecast. So, medyo technical siya, but based from that, ang onset po ng rainy season natin, forecast po, fearless forecast ng Pag-asa is from June 4 to June 14. So, June 9 plus or minus 5 days. So, yun po yung ating forecast. So, between June 4 to June 14, so probably po mag-a-announce po ng onset ng rainy season ang Pag-asa. So, yun po siya. So, and then the summary, La Nina has ended, and so neutral conditions to continue across the tropical Pacific Ocean. So, we have given the final La Nina advisory last May issuance. Rainfall forecast for June to November. June to November. So, generally near normal with above normal rainfall in some of Bicol area. July, near to above normal in most parts of Luzon, while below to near normal in most parts of Visayas and Mindanao. Near to above sa Visayas and Mindanao, while below near normal over most parts of Luzon pagdating po ng August. September, near to above po uli in most parts of northern and central Luzon, while below to near normal in most parts of Visayas and Mindanao. October, generally near normal, lalo na po sa Visayas and Mindanao, and then below normal over most parts of Luzon. Pagdating ng November po, near to above normal over most parts of the country, particularly Luzon area and Eastern Visayas. Near average to slightly warmer than average yung ating temperature over the coming months in most parts of the country. 10 to 30 na bagyo from June to November. So mostly, ito po, may mga landfalling tropical cyclone and of disastrous type pagdating po ng September at October, November. Onset of rainy season is expected between June 4 to 14 based on rainfall monitoring, station monitoring ng rainfall and wind, and also yung synoptic scale weather pattern up to the 850 millibar level, and also yung corresponding intraseasonal variability coming in from MJO and other intraseasonal oscillations for areas under Type 1 climate. So, Pag-asa will continue to closely monitor the situation. So, yun po. And next forum natin, June 20, 2018 po. So, third Wednesday of each month, ang usual po na climate forum natin. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Miss Ana. So, siguro nagtaka kayo, wala pa kaming na-serve na snack. Later na lang daw po kasi nasa labas. Buffet yung ating ngayon. Special tayo ngayon, may heavy snack po tayo. So siguro before tayo sa open forum, last COF 100 last March 22, nag-conduct kami ng survey. So Mr. Juni Ruiz, our climatologist also from the CAD division, to give us the results of that survey. So, Mr. Juni.
Good morning. Hey, I am here to present the feedback survey results. Out of 100, more than 100 who attended, only 38 have responded or give their feedback. So, it may be give the emphasis of pwede po niya masabi na the population is not enough para i-represent yung buong population ng stakeholders natin. So, at least mga 50% siguro. So, these highlights would be on the stakeholders' respondents profile, organization profile, climate information. It could be weather or climate. Then the terms, climate information source, and the gaps and problems that our stakeholders have encountered. So first, this would signify that most of the stakeholders are male, for more than 50%. And so mas marami po yung mga lalaking umaattend sa ating COF. Then for the age, around 20 to 30 years old po yung mas marami. So maybe we could say 20 to 50 years old are most of the attendees sa COF natin, which may mean continuous collaboration and interaction between PAGASA and the COF stakeholders. Then the organizational profile, it suggests that most of the clients or stakeholders are from national agencies, which belongs to agriculture, water management, health and finance, planning, and environment. So including na po dito yung disaster risk and reduction. Then the second part would be NGOs o yung mga non-government organization. Then lastly are private businesses like water resources or those who are involved in climate, and yung pinaka-less natin is the LGUs. Then for summing up, so kung aanoin po natin yung mga organization, most of the industries na nag-respond are from financing. So when it terms for on climate, mas ano po talaga yung financing, which signify maybe yung mga ano sa agriculture. Then second one is food and agriculture. Third is environment and water resource sector. Fourth is disaster risk reduction and planning sa panahon ng bagyo or typhoons, El Nino or La Nina. Then the fifth one is infrastructure, health, and education. Then these are the terms which they give na mahirap daw nila intindihin. So, mapapansin natin ito yung mga laging nababanggit natin na terms sa mga presentation. So, maybe it may signify require of limanizing those terms or explaining what they really mean in the next climate forums. Then, climate information source. Mostly po is through PAGASA's website nila nagagather or through media, sa mga balita, newspapers, or news. Then, 14% from social media, Facebook, Twitter. Only 7% from Climate Outlook Forum kasi it is done on the national level, and yung nasa provincial or regional level natin is hindi naman lahat ng provinces or regional nakakandak tayo. Then the 7% could be from mobile application, which is sinimulan natin last March, and other government agencies. So what information are they using? Pinakauna po is the IMCAO or monthly weather situation and outlook. Then seasonal climate outlook and monthly rainfall forecast. Third one is the tropical cyclone. At kung may El Nino or La Nina. Fourth is the releases. It could be onset of rainy season or onset po ng amihan natin. Then half of the respondents also choose 3-month seasonal rainfall forecast, temperature forecast, and other climate-tailored forecasts, especially for dams, agriculture, and other climate services. Then climate data, then the farm weather forecast. Kasi nga po, hindi masyadong nakaka-reach out sa farmers yung mga ano natin, forecast. So in the next slides, i-explain po natin why yung mga gaps po ng ano, paano na ipapamahagi yung information. So first, let's say how often is the information used? So, majority says 50% tinitingnan nila or nag-a-acquire sila ng information in a daily level. So, it could be weather, or mostly weather information po talaga yung tinitingnan natin. Kung magiging mainit ba, maulan, and the next would be It could be weekly or monthly. So yun na po yung rainfall forecast natin for a particular month or up to 6 months. Then activities that require the information, pinakauna is monitoring. So ito po yung mga short-term weather phenomena, weather variation like temperature, rainfall, and other weather systems. Then 2, early warning kung panahon ng bagyo, El Nino or La Nina. Then planning. 4th is forecasting and emergency response. 5th, response allocation and mobilization. And the last would be funding, policy making, and capacity building. Then gaps and problems encountered in acquiring the information. So pinakauna talaga is how to interpret the information. So doon po nagkakaroon lagi ng problema kasi masyadong technical yung mga information which requires a more laymanized or yung mas maintindihan po ng common tao like farmers or yung mga ano lang po. Hindi masyadong sanay sa mga ganitong forums. Then timelines and accuracy, nag-ano din po sila. Kasi minsan yung time is, yun nga, aano tayo ng uncertainty pa din sa every forecast. Especially ginagawa siya in a monthly to seasonal level. So doon po nag-aano yung accuracy. Then accessibility and scope. Kasi yung iba is nag-acquire ng information through internet. Kung wala silang internet, wala silang information. Then nature of data and mode of dissemination. So parang magkasunod lang po sila. Then results suggest that the main problem in relaying the information is the lack of knowledge in interpreting the information and its availability. Then problems that need to be addressed. So sa mga susunod po na climate forum or maybe addressed by PAGASA is 1, limited data on website. 2, not regularly updated, lalong-lalo na sa regional saka province. 3, interpretation that needs technical background. 4th, lack of knowledge about the importance of this Climate Outlook Forum. 5th, proper unsimplified information. 6, no linkage or communication with PAGASA. No internet connection. Geographical location, kung nasa bundok po sila or malayo sila from the city, so mahirapan po talaga silang mag-acquire ng information. Lack of facility and stations. So, alam naman po natin na konti lang talaga yung stations ng PAGASA, which hindi po lahat ng provinces meron tayo. Then, delayed dissemination. Then, the last one is not localized forecast information. Kasi po, yung information natin is done on provincial pa po sa ngayon. Kasi pag ginawa natin siyang municipal or barangay, parang lumalaki na yung uncertainty, so parang useless yung information. So it is done in regional saka provincial lang po. Then, the last would be the part of the stakeholders na tinanong namin kung willing ba sila na mag-support sa PAGASA for the conduct of Climate Forum. So about kung magpapatawag sila ng meeting, more than or about half ng respondents nagsasabi na yung pwede sila mag-share ng experience or input nila sa paggamit ng information. But mapapansin po natin sa pangalawang question, kung willing ba sila na tumulong to extend or further reach out to the community, mapapansin natin lumalaki yung portion ng undecided. So meaning, it could be the portion na yung parang pondo or yung availability ng lugar. So yun po yung parang ng reply nila, response. Then summary, respondents profile is from 20 to 50 years old po talaga yung majority na umattend. Most of stakeholders belong to national agencies. Could be agriculture, water management, health and financing, planning and environment, and last is disaster response and early warning. In terms naman po sa climate information, ito po yung mga problems. Pinakauna is yung interpretation, timelines and accuracy, accessibility and nature of data, and mode of dissemination. And I will, just to inform you in advance, po kami conduct ng survey every 6 months to further assess po kung naging mas maganda na ba or ano po yung services mo. Sana magsulat na po. Take some time na lang po to answer or give your feedbacks because it would help talaga po sa further improvement ng ano namin for us, services. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Junie. So, siguro kung may mga katanungan kayo, ito na yung time. I will give the floor to Miss Joanne Duran for the open forum.